Alright, so I have a few worlds. A lot. I was gonna show you this one here. This is probably the oldest world. We started this when my daughter was born. Uh, my wife created the world, and she played on it a lot, and then we turned it into a server so her and I could play, and then a coworker joined in, and then his girlfriend joined in. So there's a few projects from a lot of people. I'll show you around this world first. And for the sake of simplicity, I'm going to just turn the difficulty. Um, well, actually, no. Let's leave it on easy because there's something I want to show you with some monsters. Alright, so this is my little mining hut area where I mine. That's my house. It's a winery. That's supposed to be like a whining cave. We'll get to that in a bit. And that too, and there's a lot. Actually, let's do that first. Yeah, that's gonna blow your mind. That down there. Alright, so this is, yeah, very simple basic house. Why is that not working? That's supposed to be a sign and a street lamp. There we go. And it's solar panel activated, so when it's dark out, it lights up. A basic house. My makeshift grape vineyard with a keg and a tap. Using your imagination there, a primitive farm, not much going on here. I like my houses to be small, but my projects to be big. Main floor, the bedroom, enchantments, stuff to write books, I think. Some pages. Armor, various loot. That's my city from Mega Man Legends from the PlayStation. I think I told you about that game. Most of it revolves around a central area called Cadillac City, and that's my recreation of it. You'll enjoy that. Do I have any arrows? Yes. Where was that skeleton? I like to connect everything with paths and try to keep the paths loosely lit so there's some danger but also a little bit of safety. We decorated the paths with flowers here. What is that? Oh, is that? It is, okay. So keep in mind this spans close to a year and a half old. So I don't know if you know, but Minecraft has something called regional difficulty now, where the longer you stay in an area, the harder it gets. And we have been in this area for a long time, so even on easy mode, as you can see, I'm getting my butt spanked. That right there are nether portals. Massive ones. We're making a nether portal farm. The idea is monsters can spawn from the nether out there, and to get them to drop high. Can't fool me. Downside to a fire sword is you start on fire. How annoying. Yeah, they spawn there, and then we can hope to get them to drop, and then we get loot, which is primarily gold from the pigmen. This is Amber's Nexus, as she calls it, her base of operations. Her nickname is Bambi. We keep that sign structure for a lot of different spots. And this is her work. Started off with a little hut, a hole in the hill. That's linked to that one area I told you I'd get around to. We're gonna save that for last. There's just a lot there. Is there a bed? There is. Good. Pardon my phlegm. Alright. So, do I have a boat? I'm gonna need a boat. This is her farm. This is all of her area. This entire shindig. Up here, there's a bunny farm. Per her rule, we turned off mob griefing, PC version, which means creepers can't leave holes. They can still hurt you, and endermen will not take blocks. Don't want to look at you. Okay, this is her bunny corral. She harvests a lot of bunnies. The population's down that used to be like covered entirely. Horse, which these should be named. That's hers. That's mine. Maximus was my horse. Both plated with diamond armor. Can I even get out? This has been so long. No. Okay. Forget you. Get out. Freak. Yeah, so that's we have what, 5 of them set up. There's our scaffolding to try to get it done. We never finished it. Not even close. That was the last project we worked on before, well, our kid became more demanding of our attention. Back then, we had her name picked out for a while, so this started before she was born, and we kind of stopped playing it once she turned about 6 or 7 months old, because she slept a lot for her infancy, so we still had plenty of time. Yeah, the idea is they fall, and we were gonna dig this down several levels, and then put hoppers there to collect the items and feed it into a chest bank, which I'll show you that on a different farm. We have something like that set up. Oh yeah. Alright. There. I'm gonna need that in the future. I kind of took a peek at this world before I started recording. Like I said, I was taking screenshots. Alright, so I'm gonna try to make this quick because we got quite a bit to cover. And this is just one of my worlds, and there's another world that I played on with that same buddy of mine, that old coworker, David. And he and I were doing this cool city building challenge. It was a city construction challenge where you create a city, and that dictates how or what type of resources and materials and tools you get access to. So you start off in the wooden age, and you can only use wooden tools until you build a checklist, and there's a website guide to this channel where you collect a checklist of buildings, and then you can get new tools unlocked. Catalog City and Forestville, that's David's city, and that is pretty massive and gorgeous, his city. There's a little bridge connecting my little hole, my mine, and catalogs. So this here is a slime jumper pad. I was going to work on a city in the sky with wool set up as the clouds, and this was going to be the navigation to get up there. So the idea is you run at this from an angle, and boom, it just launches you. And that was going to be placed up to get all the way up into the sky, kind of like a jumping puzzle type deal. Really type of cool thing. It hurts you a little bit, but no problem. So this is Market Square of Catalogs. And if you play Mega Man Legends, I reconstructed the colors, the different shops. This is like the shopping area of Catalogs. And this area in that game was supposed to be like a music shop, so I got various CDs I found in the game. This was a clothing store on that. I don't have enough clothes set up to fully decorate, but I started. You can dye leather now with different colors, so I was going to save up and just dye some of those different colors and dress up those armor stands with them. These were mostly filler, garbage, nonsense. The carpet floor is held together by, I don't know if you can see that, string. So if you break a string, that will come crashing down. Otherwise, you can't place that type of block up there. These are fine, but that little tiny carpet block, yeah, Minecraft's really messy like that. I don't like it. Over here is the same type of deal, if you could see. Not much else going on in this area. I don't think there's anything significant. I haven't finished the flooring of all this. And this is supposed to be the junk shop where you could buy parts and stuff. The start of the downtown of Catalogs. There is so much more work to do with this. So on the game, I have the road laid out, which I might change the stone out for, I don't know, something darker. This is the basic road structure. It's a PlayStation game. They didn't get very complex. That was supposed to be the library and some houses I started on with the color blocks that I could find, clay blocks. There's oranges and greens and yellows. I just haven't gotten enough of those colored clay blocks. Clay is pretty expensive. I spent a lot of it on the stripes. There's the alleyway. That's supposed to lead to the north end of town, west end of town, east end of town. But as you can see, I have to kind of terraform and get some foundation going on because east end of town is going to hit water if I don't, and there is no water on the east end of town on that game. So I have to do a lot of terraforming if I wanted to finish it. Alright, let's move on to the next thing. So much time, no, so little time, so much more to cover. By the way, I'm sipping on a White Russian, so if you hear any rattling, that's that. Alright, so we try to keep the buildings and those light posts thematic with the forests. Back there you would see oak. This is birch wood that we used for the bridge. You know, that's what you're finding in the area. That mountain has a neat little mining structure set up with a cool little waterfall. Not too much to go over in there, but I'll skip it. It's kind of cool because there were some natural caves that would wind up and around, leading you to different levels of that mountain on the top. So here's some wooden supports used for a man-dug tunnel to get to Forest Town, which was David's town. I don't like when they don't use stairs. He did not use stairs. Following this path, there's loosely placed posts. Oh, that's his girlfriend's house. Well, ex-girlfriend, fiance. It's a massive house she never finished. She didn't play much, but she was busy with college. I mean, not that I wasn't, but she was more dedicated to it than I was. She never properly lived it, though, so it's undid. And she loved roses, so she stole a lot and ran away with them, which is fine. Not much to see up there. It's just, she didn't play much. All of maybe, I don't know, 2 hours, and then she kind of just stopped. So we follow this all the way to Forestville, which I believe he changed the name to something else. West Point? No, something. I don't know. But it's cool because he used trees as the walls. He just planted a row of trees and bone mealed them, and that's the wall. So if you see there, it's just nothing but bark with the branches. The idea was it was an elvish town. There's a little outpost with lookout tower. Oh, it's a library with a crap ton of books. Wow. Oh, and he's rich. He is rich. This is his town. Lots of neat little things. Houses, farmhouses, chicken coop. I think this is just a generic house, yeah. The storage place. And looks like a mass furnace area. So the lights came on. If you see, here, let me toggle that. That's not going to toggle. I don't know. Well, the lights are on because the sensitivity went up. So it's dark, so they lit up, which is kind of cool. They automatically do that when it's dark. So this is his hotel, which says the name of the town. What is the name of this town? West Side. Okay. I need to change that sign, Forestville to West Side. Down there, this is his little hub. Blocks are stored in all the different chests. Oh, he has them all on a silk touch, so he can use a fortune pick and get way more out of it. I don't know how long it's been since you've played, but yeah, you can get a silk touch, which instead of getting the ores, you can get the blocks, and then use an enchant, and these are some enchants. Like there's Fortune 3, and that'll increase your odds of getting multiple pops out of these type of blocks. So I think he was saving up for those. That or he was just condensing it. And the idea is, all the chests are organized down here, but you can also access any building from down here for easy navigation. He never labeled them, but instead of like navigating the maze, you could just go through all these different corridors underground. All the houses led to a basement, and he wanted to have a mythos of a conspiracy that the dwarves were about to attack. Do I have a minecart? I do. Again, I don't know how long it's been since you played Minecraft, but there's been a few things. The idea here, you plant yourself on a wall, press a button, power launcher launches you down. This is his dwarf city, and this impressed me when he did this. So if you look up, it's all glowstone, and the idea is using your imagination. The black is the night, and that's supposed to be like an artificial sky under the earth that the dwarves built with stars. The dark and then the stars everywhere. And he built, oh, that's ill lit. There's a lighting glitch. There you go. And a cool little furnace thing with the lava pouring to the center of the earth type deal. His first major house for the dwarf. He never finished it. I miss when he was working on that. He has such a creative mind. It just leads to an abandoned mine shaft, a natural occurring abandoned mine shaft. They added this in the game once the game released from beta into official 1.0 release, like 2011 or 12. That's all his materials for this place. The stone, the andesite, and granite and whatnot. So, yeah. Sometime I should ask if he'd ever like to work on this world again and then finish it. I wish he would. Oh. Gotta leave this. Shoot. I broke that. Oops. Alright. So, leaving this area, now I can show you the mob grader that I built. See, I'm a functional type person too. I like beauty, but I stink at it. So I work on mostly function. Oh, while we're here, let's make it daytime quick. I don't like bumping mobs all the time. Especially with how often they spawn here. So the issue is we lit up all the caves underneath, for the most part, to help the mob grinder. Oh shoot, that's just a balcony. Just to help the mob grinder. And so they spawn in any area where there isn't light, and that narrows it down to really condensed areas where we just haven't put enough torches down. Most of the caves underground are really well lit, so you won't find a lot of monsters in the caves underneath. but up above we were a little more loose with how often we torched the place, so they can spawn quite frequently, especially right outdoors. No creepers, how lucky. And that's the mob grinder that I built. You know, these things have existed since like 2010. I don't know if you've seen one or built one. Basic ideas is it's an enclosed area, multi-level. There's 1, 2, and 3 levels. And once we get there, I'll kind of show the basic layout. Again, I don't know if you've built one. I'm just going to quickly go over. Those little canals on the underside are flowing water, where those flat areas are like platforms. And I copied that exact layout up on floors 2 and 3. And it's got to be at least 2 high so skeletons and zombies can spawn in creepers. And they spawn on that, and then they accidentally fall down into the water, and the water kind of directs them. So like this will push this way, this will push this way, and they all point towards the center, which is a chute that drops them into a small block of lava suspended by signs, because signs entities can pass through, but blocks like lava and water can't. And the enemies will drop through there and fall to their death into these hoppers, which are fed into chests. And we organize the items as such so that like we can kind of dictate if we you know, AFK and just leave this running while we're at work or school or whatever. We can kind of dictate what type of items we want to try to collect the most out of. So we want a lot of gunpowder and a little bit of bone. Don't really care about rotten flesh. String is kind of neat. Arrows. And then the bottom row for witches. They drop redstone, glowstone, potions, and sugar. Oh, monster just dropped. It takes a while to warm up, but I promise it is pretty effective. Let's see if I can see some monsters dropping down. And just so you know, I can't hear anything on my headphones, but I did test record, and I know the recording can hear the audio to the game. So I have no idea if you can hear anything up there or not, but sooner or later something's got to drop. It takes a while because I just entered this area, and monsters are starting to spawn up there randomly. But let's say I was here for maybe, I don't know, 10 minutes. There they go. A creeper just fell. It'll congest, and pretty soon they'll drop quite frequently. This is where we store the loot. Once that fills up down there, we empty it out. Gunpowder for days. As long as I can get sand, I can make TNT forever. Bones, arrows. I mean, we're not short on anything. More gunpowder. I think these are just materials I was using to craft duplicate layers and stuff so I can like expand on it. The more floors you do, obviously, the more forced spawn zones those enemies can have. And so you can kind of like make it so that they spawn more frequently and you get more items more rapidly, but yeah. 3 floors was decent. I mean, as you saw, all those gunpowder and stuff, that didn't take a whole lot of AFK, maybe half a day. And that's what we got out of it. Alright, so that's it for all of the above stuff. Now we can finally enter Bambi's Nexus thing, which is kind of linked to almost everything. There's a lot going on. So yeah, I'll try to hurry on over there. I could take this path, but I know a shortcut will just cut along. Instead of following this path, which we tried to make the paths wind to the natural landscape. So see, it curves right around there. It's gonna swing over that hill and go down there, but I'll just shortcut and head over here instead. See, that's where it would have gone. And instead of going through that tunnel, I'll just go down this hill and I can't believe I remember this much stuff, but I spent a lot of time in this world. A lot of time. I don't like these lightning glitches. Why are they popping up all the time? There's catalogs. Alright, so let's just hop down from my hole in the ground, which should be over here. By the way, my house had a balcony. I was actually really happy about that balcony attached to the main bedroom. Just sit over it and watch the river. Watch the chickens. I tried to put some in the water to make them look like ducks, but animals won't stay in the water. Not too long. Oh! Oh yeah. I was making a transcontinental train track area. Where does this go? I don't think this goes anywhere specific yet. Wow, I forgot all about this. Bidirectional. I need to place some powered rail, yeah. I think they all just kind of stop off right around there. There's nothing too major. It was going to try to lead to that wooden elvish village. But, you know, that's a lot of minecart. I have a lot of minecart, I don't know. I start a lot of projects, and then when I get bored, I switch around a lot. I eventually finish most of them, it's just, I usually have like 5 projects going on because I can't just sit with one. When you get bored with one, you just hop over to the other, and then when you get bored with that one, you flip and flop type deal. Alright, so, yeah, there's the balcony right up there, overlooking. And I tried to put some moss, and it was suspended by logs. I don't know. Something neat that I saw on the internet was some people would put buttons on the side of the logs to look like pegs, like I don't know, support nails or beams or something. I thought that was cool, so I put some there. Thinking about it though, I should put it on the opposite face right there, but c'est la vie. I decorated the water a little bit with some lily pads. Gotta get that decorations. Alright, let's go underground. This is massive. Most of this, Amber did. I contributed some, but this was a lot of hers. She likes to dig, like loves to dig. So, really quick, this is my item bank. I organize it, and then it just backs up. And diorite, wood. And I have a lot of stuff. This is where I put my projects. When I start a project, I create a room with all the materials I think I'll need, and I organize it. And so, like Cloud City here, so wool, like a lot of wool. And believe it or not, most of this I got from a hybrid of the string from the monster grinder, and then I have a massive sheep farm. Well, Amber does up above her area, and we just kind of collect that. And that's all the stuff I was going to use for Cloud City. That wool was going to be the clouds. World Tree is a cool challenge. The idea is you plant a tree, spend one day collecting every resource you can, and you get the first tree that you get, you hope to get a sapling out of it, and that will be your main tree. And you plant that tree, and then you cut it down, and you can place the blocks from that tree that you just cut down, and that's your range of movement. So you place logs down, and you cannot leave those logs. But you can collect more saplings from that tree, plant them close to it, and then expand your network until it gets like roots everywhere so that you can expand your. It's a challenge, a self-imposed challenge. There's no hard rules, just things that people do. And I was going to start that. I like that challenge. I've done a couple of them, and it's very slow at the beginning because you don't have a very big range of movement. But after a while, when you start getting a lot of trees laid out from saplings, it gets really cool looking because you get a massive looking tree with a big range of roots, and it just looks like yeah, that Norse mythological tree, Yggdrasil. Redstone City was going to be like a skyscraper in modern day marine base. This was just going to be to hollow out some huts under the water and then burn it. So the idea is you form the domes with this or something flammable, but this is really cheap, leaves. And then you cover that with glass, and then you burn the leaves, and then you're left with a hollow glass dome. Sand for glass, lots of glass. Yeah. Alright, time to show you the grand thing that's worth looking at. I don't have a minecart. There we go. I have a minecart now. Alright, so that's all my underground. This tunnel, I dug all this stuff. It's hollow, now we're, oh, okay. Now we're in Amber's territory. This was awesome. She did 95% of this. Yeah, it's an underground city. There's like a clock spire, kind of like a tower. If you remember, Dakota Square Mall used to have a tower in the center with a clock. We kind of imitated that with that. So it's an underground city with magical floating lights and lights in the sky. But yeah, there's a neat little garden with benches. She's got different rooms and buildings for different purposes, potatoes. So this is kind of cool. See these powered lights and then the potatoes there? What you do is right up here she has a light, which that's not going to dim up because there's some light bleeding in from that door. But the idea is here, I'll show you. The idea is you plant your plants. And when they grow, you just kind of like leave this room alone. Just leave it alone and forget it. These grow. And to easily harvest, you just pop that, and Minecraft will update, and boom. The plants will just pop out. If there's not enough light, they'll pop out. And I believe she has that setup going on for a couple of farms. But I'm not sure. Alright, well let's cover the different rooms really quick. Mushrooms. She has no mushrooms planted. Nothing. Okay. Alchemy lab. Water pit. She used neon green with moss stone to give that like sciencey look. Controlled room. These bleed the ingredients and resources for brewing potions. Automatically, you just place the items in there, and that'll brew it. So, like, it looks like she's using fermented spider eye. So you pop that into there, the fermented spider eye up top, and then water bottles down here. Bottles filled with water, and that'll put the water bottles there. That'll put the ingredient for the potion in, and then you just this is new. This did not exist back then. Like 3 years ago they added it, so you need a blaze powder to brew, so these automatic brewing stands don't work anymore, but I swear they did. It's really cool. Shame that they did that, but they tried to make more, they tried to give more purpose to the nether, because after a while people didn't really need to explore it. That was their way of trying to make it more purposeful. Watermelon farm does not have the same situation, but she put water up above the blocks, and if there's water above a block and then it's hollow underneath, they'll drip. And so this is just cosmetic purposes. She wanted that to be the pretend watering mechanism for the watermelons. There's no real reason, logical reason, there's no purpose for the water up there other than to drip water down and give the illusion that that's what's feeding the plants with water. The library, which is kind of cool. She decorated the flooring and the patterns. She's gonna add on another room. Looks like she ran out. Or kind of gave up on it or something. There's the enchanting table. Full books around it so you can get all max enchantments. Little cubby area. She's gonna put more books around here. But, yeah, that's hers. That leads to a dead end. Watermelons, pumpkins, same situation, except no water. She has dogs littered everywhere. I once attacked her and down here, like, we were just shooting arrows at each other and I shot her and all of her dogs. She has so many dogs littered around here, they just came rushing after me and killed me. Nether wart farm, nothing special there. Double gated bar to get to the nether, which I haven't been here in a while. I want to think. That just leads to that village that David made, that forest village, I believe. What's going on there? We didn't like really working in hostile areas. I mean, I yawned. Oh, so this is cool. So you put whatever you wanted smelted up there or cooked up there. You put coal in here. That'll feed coal automatically. Watch, I'll take this out. See, it's automatically filling. It's kind of cool. The coal will just pump out of here, like that. But you have to have the coal planted on the side to do that. And then whatever you wanted smelted up on top. So if I want cobblestone, you see? See, it's automatically smelting. And then the output will just feed whatever is finished cooking down underneath. Mass smelter. Just put a lot of crap up there and it just puts it out there. We like to separate items here so it's not like a jumbled mess of like stone, nether stone, stone, nether stone, chicken, stone. Automatically like organize and just do that type deal. So then the stone will prefer to go wherever there was already stone placed in the chest. But yeah, that was cool when we thought to do that. Turns out that a lot of people do this, but I swear we didn't know at the time. We just kind of like, hey, you know what? Let's try that. Carrots. I think that has the same light situation. It does. Takes a while, but give it some time. Boom. All the carrots just popped out. Turn the light back on. Get up there. And for manual, if you want XP, this is the XP farm for cooking stuff. She's got some items. I don't know where my diamonds and stuff are, but I swear I'm probably the richest player in the game. Or maybe she is. She's got blocks of coal, diamonds, lapis, lots of redstone. These chests and stuff are scattered everywhere. She kind of just throws stuff. This is a food pantry. Chicken. Just and potions. Yeah, potions for everything. Which I'm gonna get something quick because I took a peek and it wasn't working, but I know it should work. Redstone. Okay. Alright. So this is a cool idea that we set up, and again, I guess this exists online, but I swear we didn't know. We just kind of like, it took us like a day to figure out how to get this to work. And it worked at one point in time, but I checked just earlier and it wasn't. So this is kind of like a labyrinth. I think this leads to a dead end. Somewhere around here it leads back to the garden area. Another dog. This is the cobblestone generator. So the idea is fire or lava and water next to each other, and then this piston, which is set for an automatic timer. Timer, this is this thing. These toggle passing block back and forth. That the cobblestone is coming back and forth between these two. It lands on this one. This comparator active if the thing behind it has an item. So when it's active, it activates that piston. And then the piston will push the blocks out. Cobblestone generator. It just does that. Not efficient. If you slow that timer down, see how it pushes some and then like nothing's moving. Because it's going too fast for the most part. So it's not really efficient. Here's her garbage pit. You just throw crap in there. Okay, so this is the cool thing. This is the chicken farm. Those chickens up there are condensed and sitting above a hopper. They'll lay eggs that'll go into the hopper, which will go into this chest. Lots of them. I mean, it's just loaded. Keyboard moves. And that'll feed into that'll feed into this dispenser. And that shoots at the wall, which plants some chickens down here. I don't know what happened to this. It's not working. The idea is you turn on this switch up here, and it works manually, but this used to be auto. So I activate it, it'll shoot an egg. There goes a chick, or at least, yeah, somewhere around there is a chicken. I wish I knew how to fix this. You see, it's shooting an egg right there at that wall. That's supposed to be auto. That's supposed to activate this, which activates a timer, which, kills the chicken, that lava, and the chicken cooks and drops it into here. And so anyway, the danger is, if I could ever figure out how to fix this, I think some redstone broke, but it says, step 1, do not leave running endlessly, because those chickens up above will produce eggs forever, and that thing will hopefully eventually automatically shoot forever. Oh, there it goes. Neat. Just had one extra block than what it needed. Yeah, shooting automatically forever, endlessly, and so that'll get congestion of like infinite chickens if you're not careful. Like, you can leave this AFK for like, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes at most comfortably. But if you leave it on too much, you'll condense the entity count in Minecraft, and you could possibly destroy your world because there's too many, chickens are treated as monsters or entities, and there's too many entities in the game. So yeah, that sign is like, don't leave the area. Hopefully, just stay next to it and let it run for a bit. You turn it off, and unfortunately you have to wait for them to grow up, which I think takes 7 minutes real life time. When they grow up, they'll grow up taller, and that lava hits the tops just slightly enough that they can drop their item and not cook the item, but it'll cook them. Anyway, yeah, that's the automatic chicken cooker. Glass over the lava just for dramatic effect. This I think leads to my big underground pit. Yeah, it does. I'm sorry this video is taking a while. I promise the next ones for my other worlds won't take too long. It's just there's so much in this world. We did a lot. Random mine, I believe. Oh, the cocoa farm. You have to have jungle wood and then you just chop down the cocoa. There's a random slime. And you just plant some of the cocoa back. That's the problem with this map is half of her nexus turns out to be a slime spawn zone, so randomly slimes will spawn. We had a lot of iron golems set up to defend this area, but they eventually died just to slime, so it's like we have a lot of iron, but they were getting really expensive, so we just stopped. Okay, onwards. Not that way. This way. That's the chicken. Okay, so yeah, that's. I think that's the rest of it. That mostly is. I was just impressed by this whole underground little thing. I built this. Gave her the idea and we kind of decorated, but I did most of the work on that. But like everything else was her. For the most part, I helped light it up a little bit better, but she did most of the lights. Yeah. And that leads to the outdoor right up here. Go all the way out, and that's the animal farm and stuff on top. There's some more items over here. Not too much to look at. The bone meal for tools and weapons. That's the thing, she's rich, but she'll still use stone tools. I don't get it, but you know, whatever. There's some mines randomly dug at certain levels just to go. Alright. A little entryway. There's the sheep farm. You just kind of run around with some shears and you can shear a lot of the sheep. Yeah, that's mostly it. I don't know if I can... I'll take like one more minute to try to find something about my mine. I think I did that strip mining, or not strip mining, branch mining it's called, that idea that I told you to find diamonds efficiently. Sorry, I had to get a drink. My throat is really sore. Yeah, so the idea is, oops, screenshot. F3 PC version brings up this debug, and if you look on the left side, you'll see XYZ right there, and your Y coordinate is your height. And from floors 13 and down, you can find diamond, but someone did the math. If you watch I jump, it goes up and down. Someone, I think, did the math and found out that statistically, floor 11 and 12 produces the best optimal rates. I don't know, but that's kind of what I've been working with. Break that. Oh, hey. Another thing I don't know if you're aware of. Flipping this switch changes that. See? If you're fast enough on the cart coming down, you can activate this, and then when this happens upon that type of situation, it'll just go straight instead of turning, like, see how it wants to turn right here? Here it'll just go straight. Oh, slimes just spawned. It's a problem I have. I think that's a ravine I found. So, yeah, what I do is I strip, or branch mine, it's called. Do I have, let me see something quick. These are my goods. 20 times 9, so 180 diamonds. Effectively what I have, all the iron I have. I don't know if you know how to make the iron golems, but the idea is do this. And I'm not shitting you, this is how you make an iron golem. You build that type of structure, like a T, and then you put a pumpkin on top. I don't have a pumpkin. I don't think I have a pumpkin anywhere to buy. I'll take a really quick look. I'm not going to spend too long, because I want to take a look at mine quick. Yeah, I don't think I have any pumpkin. Oops. Anyway, so you put a pumpkin on the top middle one, and that'll make a golem for you. It'll attack monsters and defend the general vicinity. If you place it right there, pretend this stone is the block, is a pumpkin. You place a pumpkin right there, and that'll just turn into a golem. I kid you not. I don't know if you were aware of that or not. I don't know when you last stopped playing. But yeah, so this is my branch mine. And you can be more liberal with it. I try to do like every few blocks, but realistically, you can go like, say, here's one. You could do right around here or there. You just kind of just do this pattern over and over. And I mean, it's not going to be super fast, but statistically, that's the best way to find diamond. And I just kind of place torches along, and yeah, that's how you do that. Alright, so this is my major world. I'll show you the other ones later. You have enough to watch with this one for now. Maybe tomorrow I'll do the other ones. The city construction challenge world is going to be next. That's kind of cool. Okay, idea. I'll finish it by showing the golem. If you've made a golem or have seen a golem, skip this. I'm just going to make it quick. I remembered my farm over here. So the downside, this is not going to live very long. Because creepers are probably going to just annihilate it. Boom. So much for helping me. Thanks a lot, buddy. If I attack him, he'll probably throw me. Or he runs away. I have a sword that starts things on fire. It's not attacking. That's normal. It's unique. Normally they attack. Health. Okay. Yeah, he died. He deserves it. He did bad. Anyway, that's my world. My major world. Let me know what you thought.